Hey everyone, welcome back to MiniBike Mike's Garage. So as you can see, I've got a new project up on the table. And this is another one of those Michigan bikes that I bought. Oh, when was that? Back in April. I went up to a little town somewhere close to Grand Rapids and I bought 24 Trail 70s. And this is one of them. And this is one of the bikes that project that my dad started, and then he got kind of busy with some other things. He was also having trouble getting it to get spark, and so he kind of gave up on the project, moved on to some other things he had to do, and so I'm kind of taking it over for him to see if I can do any better than. Get any farther, not do any better, but get any farther than what he got with it. So here's the story. So this was a, obviously it's a pretty rough little bike. It was all locked up, tires, wheels, everything. Dad took it and he got everything kind of freed up, got it rolling. I think he put new brakes on it. I believe this is the correct engine for this bike. He actually took off the top end and we got him a new piston, rings, gaskets, all that good stuff has all been replaced. This bike has tremendous compression. But we just cannot get it to fire. He worked with it and worked with it. I kind of messed with it for a little bit. And I don't have any new points. I don't know if it's it's got to be something right in here. Condenser points, something. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But the reason I'm taking all this off is I purchased one of these CDI units, O-Tent, O-H-T-E-N-T, off of eBay for, what was it, like 55 or 60 bucks. And it comes with a CDI and a whole new stator plate with the coils. And we're going to put that on there and see if that doesn't solve some of our spark issues. So I'm just going to run through real quick today. So that's what today's video is, to see if we can get this to hopefully run and be able to move it, run it through the gears. We've run it through gears by hand and so forth. So we're just kind of hoping to see if, I don't know where I want to do it, right there. And see if everything's going to work out okay with, oh, there we go. Unplug it. All right. Boy, it's pretty crusty. So I don't know what's going on with that. Timing chain looks fairly good. Tight. That's good. So this should be just a direct bolt in. If you do something like this, if you've never done this before, where the two bolts hold the stator in, there are little bitty O-rings. I'm going to leave it there because if I try to take it out, I'll probably drop it and lose it. But there's an O-ring right here and an O-ring up here that seals this plate. And then there is an O-ring around the outside to seal it for the oil. And then there is an oil seal in the middle of it that goes over the crank. And boy, that crank is kind of rusty, and hopefully it seals tight on that. All right, so we're just going to get the bolts or the screws started. See if we can't draw it up. Good fit. Seems like it's in there tight, up against it. Okay, it even comes with the neutral wire. Let's see if we can. There's a little spring with a washer, and there should be a hole somewhere here in the bottom. There it is. Slide the wire up through the hole, and then the spring and the washer spring back to kind of hold it in place. So that's that. Come on. There you go. All right, I'm going to go around and kick it over and just make sure we don't have any kind of interference. Okay, I didn't hear any weird noises. Okay. For right now, I'm thinking about just putting this, just bolting it right here where the chain guard goes, just to kind of, just for testing purposes. I'm gonna need a longer screw than what was in there though. So give me a second. I gotta find a screw or a bolt to put in there. Well, I'm on my third screw here. I was trying to put a bolt, but you can't put a bolt because there's not enough gap to put a socket on there to be able to tighten it up. So you have to use a Phillips or JIS head screw. So what I'm gonna do is, there's a ground wire that has an eyelet. I'm going to try and put those on there together, and hopefully that will ground against the frame. Something like that. All right, move all this stuff out of the way here. Okay. So just like a Lifen or a Piranha, it's got a black and a red. And there is a black and a red that come off of the stator. A blue and a white. And a blue and a white that come off the stator. All right, now here's where it gets tricky, because you've got bullet connectors and then you've got the original plug. I do not want to mess with the original plug. I want to leave that stock. So I actually went through and I made an adapter that will plug into the original wiring harness there. And all right, so the green and red neutral goes to the neutral indicator, goes to the green and red coming out of the wiring harness. I believe, I'll get my cheat sheet here. I made a cheat sheet. The white and red of the stator goes to the green of the bike. So this white and red goes to the green on the harness there. Yellow goes to yellow. And I guess that leaves this black and white from the CDI to the black on the wiring harness. And we'll need to roll that, cover that in some tape, because that's got the plastic, the sheath doesn't cover that. All right, so I think we're ready to see if we have some spark. Now, we don't have a key, but we do have a broken switch that we can just put a screwdriver in and turn it. So, sorry, I wasn't 100% prepared. I don't have all the tools I need. Let's pull the plug out of it. I guess I could have just grabbed another plug. Oh well. It'll turn over easier this way. Oh yeah, I think I'm seeing spark. I may tell you what, I'm gonna turn the lights off and bring you guys in a little closer. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it or not. I don't know if you can, you're looking right in here. Uh-oh, I thought I had spark, maybe I don't. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't think I had this. The plug doesn't fit into the boot real well. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of spark. Awesome, that was a pretty easy fix. All right, let's get set back up to see if this thing will start. All right. Okay, I believe it's got fuel in the tank. It does. What is that? I never remember on these original ones. I know. We'll just go there. Okay. Give that a second. Tell you what, let's actually open this up and see if we have, let's see if we have any fuel in the bowl. Oh yeah, yep, we're dripping fuel, so carburetor's got fuel in it. All right, here we go. Make sure it's in neutral. Oh, heck yeah. Sweet, I like that. Doesn't seem to want to run off choke yet. too much, too much. Now I've opened that up. Now the carburetor's leaking. I wonder, the float might not be. You might have to adjust the carb float or whatever. All right, well, let's take it, get it down, and let's take it out until we can run it through the gears and make sure the transmission, everything's going to work. And then we may take that carburetor off and see if we can't run it through the ultrasonic and get it to run off of. Oh, wait a minute, there we go. Maybe I just didn't let it warm up. There we go. No, I think we're all right. No. We may still take the carb off and clean it. Yeah, we're going to have to do something because we keep dripping out of the overflow. We've got some kind of issue. All right, let's first things first. Let's get it down. Make sure it's going to run through all the gears. It's 9:20 in the morning. They're going to love me buzzing around here on a mini bike this early in the morning. Still falls on its face when its choke is off. So let's go ahead and run it back inside. Let's pull the carburetor, see if we can't figure out what's going on with that, get it to quit dripping, see what's going on. Yeah, let's head back inside. All right, so I've run that carb through the cleaner, and I think I've got the, I got a wire, I don't know if you can see that, got a wire through that little jet. So I think everything's as clean as I'm going to get it anyway. We'll see if it runs any better or drips fuel. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this back together and put it on the bike, and then we will fire it up and we'll see what happens. All right, so got the carburetor all put back together, and I'll finish bolting it up here to the bike. Let's keep our fingers crossed that, one, it doesn't continue to leak drip fuel, and two, let's hope that it will run off of choke now. Okay, there we go. Make sure that intake's tight. That's good. That's good. Yep. All right, let's see what happens. Turn the fuel on. I'm gonna leave the choke on for right now. Not seeing any drips, that's good. Oh, I forgot to grab the key. I need to just cut a little piece of steel and stick in there for a key. Could probably just find any old key now and stick in there. Let's see. go ahead and touch it. I think I set the air fuel thing at like 1 turn out. I probably should have touched that. All right, let's take it outside and see how it does. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. Doesn't seem to be leaking fuel, idling and running off a choke. It's warming up a little bit, so I'm turning up the idle just a little bit. All right, good enough. Let's go in and talk about it. So I'm gonna call that a wrap on this particular bike. What have I got? It's a Candy Special Yellow Honda CT70 K1. A lot of people may refer to him as a 1972, but it's a K1, 3-speed, semi-automatic. You know, it's rough. The paint is in pretty rough shape. The frame does not have any really bad rot. There's this spot right here where a little spot weld has started to kind of go through. But the rest of the frame is in decent shape. It just is, you know, needs stripped and repainted if you wanted a nice bike. If you're just after a yard rider, it's in pretty good shape. There's no rust on this side, no holes. It's got this really big rust spot here. It's solid, but I don't know why I don't know if that's where a pant leg, where their leg rubbed as they rode it. I'm not really sure. But the front end is probably the worst. The paint on it anyway. I think, does this side? Yeah, this side's got a little hole right here. But, you know, I'm not selling it as a restored bike or anything like that. So the bad, it's got some really rough paint. It's got, that's not an original exhaust. That's not an original seat. The handlebars are, you can tell the knobs are froze and stuck. The handlebars are rusty. There's just a lot of rust on it. The lights I haven't touched anything electrical, you know, since I don't have a title for it. It's a 70cc bike. You know, you're not going to ride it on the street. I don't know why you need lights, but it's still a project for somebody that wants to take it on. It does roll, it rides, it's got the original engine in it. It starts, you know, it goes through the gears smoothly. The carburetor could probably still maybe need some more work or another replacement carb. It still kind of bogs a little bit. Maybe I don't have it set quite right. You know, maybe there's some things that can be done. I think Dad put new brake shoes on it. I'm not 100% certain. I know he put a newer chain on it, but it's got a couple new cables. The cables up here in front are new. It does not have a speedometer, so there's no speedometer cable on it either. I believe he did say the speedometer gear is in the front hub. You know, the key switches, it needs a, needs a new key switch. You got to turn it on, off with a screwdriver. The wiring all seems to be intact. You saw me change the stator. I'll throw, you'll get the original stator if you want to put it all back original. It has been outfitted with a different aftermarket throttle. instead of the internal throttle, which was stuck. So, you know, I don't know. If you got questions, hit me up. Let me know, you know, hit me up with, you know, whatever you want to know about it. I'll try and answer it best I can. But, you know, it's part of that 24 bikes that I bought out of Michigan. And, you know, they sat outside for 40 years and sat in the weather. So it is what it is. So if you're interested in this bike, that bike alone, I'd sell it for $800. If you are interested in making a multi-bike buy, I would got this one still, which is another K1, the Candy Red, that I have. I'll put a link in the description for the video on that. It's got a 110cc aftermarket engine in it, but all switched over to 12 volts. All the lights and everything work on it. Got the knobs, got the handlebars will fold down and do all the things it's supposed to do. I cleaned up the rims and hubs and so forth. It also has the original engine right here that comes with it. I did hear it run, but not going to make any guarantees on that. This bike does have an Indiana title in my name. No title on this bike, but if somebody were wanting to make a buy on a couple K1 CT70s, I'd sell them both together, picked up in Martinsville, Indiana for $2,500. So if you got any questions, hit me up. Guys, thanks for following along. See you on the next video. Thanks.